In the town of Yuba City in Yuba County, California, 4 young men and 1 young woman vanished without a trace. Their names were Sergio Hernandez, 19 years old, Jesus Emmanuel, 23 years old, Javier Hernandez, 17 years old, John Eber, 24 years old, and lastly, Maricela Covarrubias, 23 years old. They were all friends and they had plans for that Friday night of December 12, 2008, but those plans would never come to fruition. In fact, they were never seen again. It was a Friday evening in 2008 when 5 friends from Yuba City, California, decided to start their weekend early with some drinks at the local bar. As the night deepened, so did their revelry. Little did they know that this night out would be the last one of their lives. Sergio, Jesus, Javier, John, and Mary had been friends since high school. They were your typical small-town buddies who enjoyed the simple pleasures in life. On this particular Friday, they decided to hit up their favorite watering hole, a place where they could unwind and be themselves without judgment. As the night wore on, they drank and joked around, each lost in his or her own little world of euphoria. Little did they know that outside the warm glow of the bar, a different story was unfolding. Around midnight, for reasons unknown, the quintet decided to call it a night. They paid their bills, said their goodbyes to the bartender, and stepped out into the cool night air. But this is where their stories diverge. Or at least it's where the investigators believe their story diverged, because no one knows what happened after this. They left behind all their valuables at the bar, their phones, their wallets, their keys. It was as if they had planned to disappear. Security footage showed them leaving the bar and getting into a white SUV, possibly an Escalade. But once they got in, the trail went cold. For a while, the police had no leads, no witnesses, and most importantly, no bodies. It was as if the 5 friends had evaporated into thin air. Days turned into weeks, and the community's hope began to dwindle. Theories abounded, but none could be substantiated. Some said the group had run away together, tired of their mundane lives. Others whispered of foul play, of a drug deal gone wrong or a jealous lover's revenge. As the investigation stalled, the families grew desperate. They held vigils, prayed for a miracle, anything to bring their loved ones back, or at least tell them what had happened. But their pleas fell on deaf ears. The case went from the front page to the back, then to the archives. But why? Why did these 5 seemingly happy, healthy young people abandon their lives and not just leave behind their possessions, but also their identities? What could have driven them to such a drastic step? There are many theories surrounding the disappearance of the Yuba County 5. Let's explore them. Theory number 1, they ran away together. Maybe they were tired of their small-town life, wanted to see the world, to experience something new. Maybe they had pooled their money, bought a car, and decided to drive off into the sunset. It wouldn't explain why they left their possessions behind, though. But people do crazy things when they're in love. Or maybe they weren't in love, but something kept them together. Theory number 2, a drug deal gone wrong. Maybe they were involved in something they shouldn't have been, something that caught up with them. It could explain why they left their things behind, why they suddenly vanished without a trace. But why would they have left their car behind? And if it was a hit, why wasn't the car found abandoned somewhere? Theory number 3, foul play. Maybe someone close to them wanted them dead, someone who would stop at nothing to silence them. It could explain their sudden disappearance, their abandoned possessions, the lack of a struggle. But who could have wanted to hurt them and why? All 3 theories seem plausible. All 3 keep investigators awake at night. But which one is the truth? What we do know is that the Yuba County 5 were last seen at the X Bar in Yuba City, California. We know they left the bar at 12:06 a.m. and got into a white SUV. We know they left behind all their belongings and their means of identification. We know their cell phones were left behind and their bank accounts have been inactive since December of 2008. We also know that the driver of the white SUV has never been identified. There were no security cameras in the area to track the vehicle's movement after it left the bar, and the only witness to the event was another patron who saw the group leave but couldn't identify the occupants of the vehicle. When the police searched the bar, they found nothing out of the ordinary, no signs of a struggle, no evidence of foul play. It was as if the five friends had simply walked out and vanished into thin air. As for the people of Yuba City, they were left to wonder what could have happened to the five missing persons. Had they run away? Were they kidnapped? Or had they become victims of foul play? Days turned into weeks, and the community's hope began to dwindle. Theories abounded, but none could be substantiated. Some said the group had run away together, tired of their mundane lives. Others whispered of foul play, of a drug deal gone wrong, or a jealous lover's revenge. But the truth is, no one really knows what happened to the Yuba County Five. The years have passed, but the mystery remains. What happened to the Yuba County Five? Did they run away, stay away, or were they taken away? In the years since the Yuba County Five disappeared, there have been many theories about what happened to them. Some believe that the group simply ran away together, tired of their small-town lives and looking for a fresh start somewhere new. This theory is supported by the fact that they left behind all their possessions and their means of identification. However, it doesn't explain why they would have left their car behind. Another theory is that the group was kidnapped. This theory is supported by the fact that they were last seen getting into a white SUV and that the driver of the SUV has never been identified. However, there is no evidence of a struggle, which makes it unlikely that they were taken against their will. Yet another theory is that the group was involved in something they shouldn't have been, something that caught up with them. This theory is supported by the fact that they were known to be marijuana users and that they had been stopped by the police for marijuana possession in the past. However, there is no evidence to suggest that they were involved in any other illegal activities. So what really happened to the Yuba County Five? The truth is, we may never know for sure. But one thing is certain. Their disappearance remains one of the biggest mysteries in recent history. If you have any information in regards to this case, please contact the Yuba City Police Department. And here's a question for you. What do you think happened to the Yuba County Five? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and like the video and share your thoughts in the comments section.